Hello everyone and welcome back to KitbashCarnage. So today we're going to take a look at part 2, or basically finishing off the tribe conflicts diorama that I done. So we're going to make up the little passenger guy that's going to fit in the mech. This isn't supposed to be anyone particular. The passenger guy is just for reference of, so you can see someone can go into it, because I'm going to leave it so you can swap it, like it's interchangeable, if that makes sense. So here you see us just quickly trying to kitbash a little dude to go into the cockpit. So quickly snipping off some bits so the torso can fit onto the legs, and just making sure that we get everything nice and glued on. And then I have to snip a few shoulder pads down, or to shoulders them down to fit the shoulder pads on. Just in order to make sure everything has a clean and secure fit. But like I said, it's just a quick guide, so there's someone in there for now controlling the machine, so it's not just an empty cockpit. So like I said, I had to kind of trim down the shoulders just to fit the shoulder pads themselves on. Since this is the two arms are from a different kit and not like from a Warhammer kit, and the shoulder pads I'm using are from Warhammer, so I had to snip down the edges just so they can fit somewhat securely. And like I said, this is just a quick dude, just so there's no one not in the cockpit, if that makes sense. There's someone there. So moving on, we're going to start painting. I'll show a few colours to the camera, and then we'll just move on from there as usual. So we're going to start off here and get this base coat down. To get this coat down over the base coat. And we're just going to try build up layers and layers. So the theme I'm going with here is kind of like a sand dunes, kind of like a desert, pyramid-y kind of look. So they're trying to be kind of in a sandy kind of biome, and yeah, that's hence the reason I'm putting down these background colors. So if I have any of the model that is showing from underneath the material that I put on at the end, hopefully it blends in well with the background color. So once again, people might be wondering why I paint on my hand. It's not because I think it's fun. As you can see, oh, there comes a piece coming off. Yeah, we'll just hot glue that back in a second. So as you can see, I keep on having to reach over to my wet palette. So bigger projects like this, having a little bit of paint kind of just handy, which means having it close by, which also means painting it on my hand. I could use one of these little plastic tubs that I have nearby also, but it's just pure convenience for myself, and it's something that I'm used to. So moving on with the second colour, like I said, we're just trying to use these colours just to build up a foundation. And all these kind of bits we're painting with this colour are going to be basically the bricks and the mortar and all the kind of building materials that have broken apart and weathered in the dust storms. So also you can see that we're not trying to be that neat with these colors. Like I stated, it's just a undercoat for when I put the material over it. So it's just basically just to get the tones and the different shades and lighting and different stuff like that. So it's a quick slap chop, messy kind of type of way of painting, but it worked for the finish outcome. So I thought anyway. And then moving on with 3 more colors, we're going to build up the kind of edge and the kind of corners of all the material that's broken away, and just keep on building up the texture and the definition in them before we move on to painting the figures themselves. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned, once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to make an eBay account, and that is going to be for anything that I've built that is not in my main army. Anyone can purchase, because I'm running out of room to store things, and if someone may want to purchase it, go ahead. I don't see why you would want to purchase my crazy stuff, but maybe you like crazy stuff, so yeah. But yeah, commissions, stuff like that, if anybody wants anything. Once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to start doing all that stuff, and then we're also going to start doing some monthly giveaways and stuff like that, just to help give back to the community that has supported me this whole time. Also, along the lines of community, I have some community videos that are going to start coming out from subscribers. And once they're bashed out, we have some more projects to get into and some surprises later down the line. So thank you everyone for sticking around. I really appreciate it, and don't forget to hit that bell. So we're just gonna move on to painting up the droid mech guy robot thing now. Apologies, I don't know the name of it. Dreadnought dude. Yeah. So I paint up him now, and I kind of went for 2 types of different themes with the units themselves. So this side of the tribe is more camo, kind of more army kind of type. Like from the rainforest type of stuff, and then the other side is more kind of from space, kind of. It's like a tribe that landed on space, kind of like Space Marines, but they have made their surroundings, kind of worked with their surroundings to survive. So hence the reason you can see a guy riding a dinosaur, but he has feathers sticking out of his head, and yeah. So along the whole theme of the diorama is basically 2 different tribes that have reached out from their homelands to search for new lands, and they've both came across the new lands, sort of desert, and they're staring down each other in order to claim down the land. And you can see one guy kind of ran forward and got his head blown off, and then the rest of them are kind of getting into position to defend their point or their hold in the new lands they've seen, and trying to defend it from the other tribe trying to take over and claim the new land, basically. So this is what we have so far. As you can see, we went around the edges of the kind of bricks and the debris that's fell down. That's just kind of to make that stand out. And then we painted up our soldiers and the dreadnought dude. Now we're going to go in with a bit of skin color, just for any exposed skin on our kind of blue guys here. And we're gradually, as you can see, we're gradually building steps of paint up. This is how I like to paint. So 1 color at a time, trying not to go back and forth between colors. Apologies for the camera angle. We're getting better at this, guys. We're getting better. We're trying to anyway. So as you can see, neatness is not really my expertise. Painting in general is not really my expertise. But it is what it is. I call it, it's my technique, my style. It's kind of rushed technique, but it gets the colours on the miniatures, gets it on the diorama, and it tells the tale of what is happening, and that does the job for me. So I was painting this yellow, and I was trying to basically go for the type of color you would see on like the pyramids and stuff, and then obviously have that come true and it look like it's broken kind of sandstone pyramidy like stuff, and stand out that bit more. But it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it in the end, but it turned out somewhat the way I wanted it, and it gave the whole diorama that little bit of character in the end. So yeah, nobody shout down the mic or shout down the screen at me. I'm using this as basically like a wash. I know it's probably the worst way of using it, but it works out for me and it works quite well. As you can see, it gets in all them recesses and stuff. The way the technique that I wanted to look, or how I wanted it to look, looks like it now since the wash is put on. If any of that makes sense, look like it now, the wash went a bit so you can see how it all pops kind of now. But then I end up putting the basin on, like sand and stuff like that, and it kind of covers up all these details. But after the video, I end up kind of cleaning up this like the shrubbery and the material that I put on the base, clean it up, and all this kind of stone texture pops through that a little bit more. So it all comes to tuition in the end. Comes to tuition, is that even the right saying? It all works out in the end. Let's just say that instead. So these pieces of XPS foam were just offcuts that I used. So basically, I could have went a bit better with the texturing on this, and all. It would have popped that bit more, like the recesses and the bricks and stuff. But because it was just an offcut, and this was just kind of a quick diorama I wanted to do, I seen this idea in my head and thought it was quite cool. And then next to me at the time on the bench, I had the mech thing and the dinosaurs, and I just thought, well, that'd be a cool idea just to do something, two different tribes, and the whole idea of the story came to my head. So here's our little dude that we made up at the beginning. Apologies I didn't show you the whole process, but I'm missing some recordings in my phone. I've been trying to go back, and I must have deleted some stuff that I shouldn't have deleted. But this is us just painting up this little dude, just trying to get some colors down and make him stand out from when he's in the cockpit. But he doesn't really, since he blends in, kind of the same color. But that's what we were going for. Like, this army is this one color, and then the other armies or tribe is a different color. But like I said, you can take him in and out and just replace him with someone else that would fit in there. This is just literally to show that someone can sit in there and control this mechanical kind of war rig beast thing. So as you've seen on the diorama itself, we're just going in with the metallic bits, just touch-ups here and there, just to make it pop that bit more. And then after covering the whole diorama in PVA glue, where we want the stuff to land, we go in with some natural sand. So I go down to the shorefront, the beach basically where I live. It's about a 15-minute walk. You go there and I just collect some bits that I've washed up, and the sand itself, And then I come home and I just break it down into different sizes. So you see we have the bigger rocks and then the smaller rocks and then the tiny sand particles. And this is a really good free way, cheap way of how to base materials, base up dioramas and stuff. Get free natural materials for your showpieces basically. There's no point in my eyes paying an absolute fortune for something that you could probably walk outside your back garden and pick up off the ground, dry it up and use it, and it will do the same job. So, but like I said, there's also convenience and some things that you can get off of, you know, businesses that may or may not be better standards of quality or exactly what you're looking for when it comes to efficientness of being able to do something and whatnot. So using a tub there to make sure nothing goes all over our desk. This is our finished product so far. As you can see, we've put down our sand. You can see we have it kind of going in and out of the crevices, and put a bit of PVA glue on top of the actual XPS foam we painted there, so the sand has blown onto the rocks and even onto the miniatures themselves. And then we're going to go in with some natural sticks and twigs and stuff and just try and build up the base that a little bit more. Now doing this after the whole thing is painted is my preferred technique. Some people will actually paint over all this and make it, you know, look the same color as the surroundings. So they would put an actual real rock down in the thing and then paint it like a rock. But why not? In my eyes, I just see paint everything else and then put the rock down, and then you've got a rock already there. No need to paint the rock to make it look like a rock. It's a rock. Sorry to anyone who does that, but you know, make life easier for yourself. Just put a rock there and don't paint a rock to look like a rock. Now painting XPS foam and other stuff like that to look like other things, I understand that, but you know, what's that old saying going? Whatever you do, you basically, you know, you do you, I'll do me, we'll do each other. That's okay. We're gonna stop there now. I hope you like this video, guys. I really enjoyed building this diorama. I had a lot of fun, kind of coming up with the story in my head and the lore of what like would have happened, kind of like how these came across each other. Also painting each and every bit like separately, if that makes sense, like the skulls that we're doing here, and then painting up like the miniatures and the actual background and seeing everything come together bit by bit. It gave me some good learning skills and some techniques that I'm going to take forward on now I've drawn a blank. On projects that are coming up, I will take all these skills forward. There we go, let's say that. So before I let you go, I'm just going to stick down some more shrubs, some skulls here, just to finish off with the details, and then I'll let you go with a little 360 view of the whole thing. Yeah, thank you again. Keep up the good work, everyone. Subscribe, like, comment, join the Discord. I'd love to see everyone's projects, so make sure you join the Discord, link in the description for that, and keep on crafting. So just a side note here, like I said, I did go back and kind of remove some of the sand that was over the bricks that we done, so they pop even more and they're not as covered up. Also, I forgot to put the pterodactyl kind of guy in there. So in the finished project, the finished piece, basically the pictures and stuff I'll put on my Instagram, you'll see what it looked like when it was all done, and I kind of went in and did them little details like uncovering the stones and putting back in the pterodactyl. Thank you all so much once again, and see you in the next one.